Language. Language is the vehicle of discretion, means the peculiar mode to transfer, transmit the intended message to receiver. Language is a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desire by means of systems of voluntarily produced symbols. Language is one attribute that sets human apart from all other creatures and binds humans together across all geographic barriers. Language is a means through which is organized, redefined, and expressed. Language helps in the formation of concepts, analysis of complex ideas, and to focus attention on ideas which would otherwise be difficult to comprehend. There are many theories about the exact functions of language we will discuss today. It is the theory of Noam Chomsky, Jean Piaget, Lev Vygotsky, B.F. Skinner, Richard R. Skamp, and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Theory is from Noam Chomsky. Chomsky's view of competence deals primarily with abstract grammatical knowledge. For him, linguistic theory is concerned primarily with an ideal speaker and listener in completely homogeneous speech community. According to him, language is stored in human brain. Language is competency that is unique for man. Chomsky emphatically argues that the mind possesses a distinguishable factor that could be termed as the language factor, and it has well-defined structure and system. For Chomsky, the focus of linguistic theory was to characterize the abstract abilities speakers possess that enable them to produce grammatically correct sentences in a language. Chomsky considered language as a highly abstract generative phenomenon. There are infinite numbers of sentences in any language. All possible sentences would be impossible to learn through imitation and reinforcement. Creative nature is one of the fundamental aspects of human language. He said, to study a part of human nature manifested in the human. To study language is to study a part of human nature manifested in the human minds. From Jean Piaget. He emphasized the importance of social interaction to intellectual development. He saw interaction as the key to how we overcome the instability of the symbols we individually construct. Piaget tied the role of social interaction to the importance of language. He made language an integral part of his ideas on intellectual development. Piaget linked the role of social interaction in intellectual development to the role of language. According to Piaget, language is inherently a social factor partly because of this conventional nature of words is crucial for conceptual development. He theorized that language was simply one of children's ways of representing their familiar worlds, a reflection of thought, and that language did not contribute to the development of thinking. Cognitive development, he argued, preceded that of language. Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky, the founder of social cultural theory or the social historical approach in psychology. His central concern was the relationship between the development of thought and of a language. His theory views language first as social communication, gradually promoting both language itself and cognitive. For him, Language is crucial for cognitive development. He argues that language is the form of private speech guides cognitive development. The exact point of his theory are the social significance of education and its relation to societal involvement. According to him, language and culture play essential roles both in human intellectual development and in how humans perceive the world. Next is B.F. Skinner. B.F. Skinner opposes Chomsky's linguistic theory with his behaviorist approach. Skinner believes that behavior explains the speaker's verbal activity as an effect of environmental contingencies. According to him, reinforcement of appropriate grammar and language would therefore lead to a child's acquisition of language and grammar. A child acquires verbal behavior when relatively unpatterned vocalizations selectively reinforce gradually assumed forms which produce appropriate consequences in a given verbal community. Next is Richard R. Skamp. He is a major pioneer in mathematics education who first integrated the descriptions of mathematics education and psychology. He believed that children could learn intelligently from an early age, producing a complete curriculum framework 5 to 11 known as structured activities in the intelligent learning. Language is seen as necessary condition for understanding and language is a prerequisite for thoughts. Lastly is Samuel Taylor Coleridge. For him, language is participating intimately in the complex relation between mind and world. He presents language as the principal vehicle for the interaction of knowing, mind, and shared concrete reality. Language expresses the contents and activity of consciousness. Coleridge defines the content of language or the form of total reality which language names. Language is one of the manifestation of the mind. Its capacity is to represent a system of relations that language is analogous to mathematics. Language symbolically represents both the relation of mind to, to the world and the relation of human knowledge to divine knowledge.